welcome to another video and welcome to episode I think 8 of Bookbox Battle. So if you didn't know, Bookbox Battle is a series that I do where I pit books from book boxes against each other to try and decide which one to read next. The idea of this is to A, try and read through my Bookbox backlist. This is a lot of B's, this is very difficult for me to say. And B, to actually try and encourage me to read the books that I get in book boxes and to decide whether I need to keep these subscriptions. So this month I have only got the one box to unbox for you, which is the adult Fairyloot. I have already opened it because, and you might be able to tell, when it arrived I looked at this and went, that's the Romantasy box. Why have I been sent a Romantasy box? I've cancelled my Romantasy subscription. I thought I cancelled my subscription twice for Romantasy because I thought I'd cancelled it. Then I got told I'd renewed it and I was like, I don't want to renew it. So I had to cancel it again. So when I saw this, I had to open it to check that I hadn't been sent a Romantasy box that I didn't want because I thought I'd cancelled it and I was being billed for something I didn't want. Anyway, whole drama. It isn't. This is the adult Fairyloot. That was a lot of chat for nothing really, wasn't it? If you don't know, Fairyloot Adult is, as you can probably guess, an adult book in the fantasy sci-fi persuasion. The card this month is Villains Assemble, and the adult book for August. Let's get her out. I do know what this one is. This box came weeks ago. I have been spoiled for it and I don't mind. Very, very stunning. Stained glass sprayed edges on all three sides. The book is Long Live Evil by Sarah Rees Brennan. So, oh, the sword on the side says Longing for Revenge. That's quite cool. We've got, let's do this first. We've got reverse, is this a reverse dust jacket? Oh, yeah, this is a reversible dust jacket, which I like. This, I don't know if the artist is Mona Leem Art. It is by Mona Leem Art. I was going to say it kind of gives me the Empire of the Vampire vibes, but that's because that's the same artist. End papers are stunning. The naked hardback is stunning. I'm going to read the synopsis out to you while I get her dressed again. When her whole life collapsed, Ray still had books. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favourite fantasy series. She wakes in a castle on the edge of a hellish chasm, in a kingdom on the brink of war, home to dangerous monsters, scheming courtiers, and her favourite fictional character, the once and forever Emperor. He's impossibly alluring, as only fiction can be, and in this fantasy world she discovers she's not only the heroine, she's not the heroine, but the villainess in the Emperor's tale. So be it. The wicked are better dressed, with better one-liners, even if they're doomed to bad ends. She assembles the wildly disparate villains of the story under her evil leadership, plotting to change their fate. But as the body count rises and the Emperor's fury increases, it seems Ray and her allies may not survive to see the final page. Bella, what are you doing? Sorry about all of the rustling. Bella is there getting into a box. This one does sound really good. And do you know what? This book actually gives me Once Upon a Time vibes. It sounds like it's going to be funny. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but that is this month's book. So this one is going into the drawer. The other book that I am going to include in here came last month in Illumicrate, but it is July's Illumicrate, but it came really late, and that is The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean, which again is absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to read out the synopsis because it's really, really long, but it's a cozy fantasy about a phoenix keeper trying to save phoenixes. This kind of gives me Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them vibes, like that kind of idea. It says it's good it says it combines cozy fantasies of TJ Klune and Travis Balgi with the heartwarming contemporary romance of Alice Oseman and Casey McQuiston. Which sounds great, but also I don't see how those things work together, to be totally honest with you. But that's the second one that I'm including in here. So that means I'm going to pick, I'm just going to pick 2 books out of the jar that I don't have with me, bear with. So I have got my jar here of all of the books that I have received in book boxes. As you can see, they are mounting up. Let's go with this one and, this one. Oh, okay. The Foxglove King. And Immortal Longings. I've actually just softy enough to the Foxglove King, so I'm going to pick a different one. Only because I don't think it's really fair to include the Foxglove King when I literally this week decided that I'm going to softy enough it. Not because I'm not because I'm not enjoying it, to be totally honest with you. I feel like it's wrong book, wrong time. So instead I'm going with A Study in Drowning. Okay, let me get those 2. So we've got A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. This one is a YA kind of dark academia, I believe. I have done a first chapter challenge with this one before. This one came from Illumicrate. And then Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. This one is an Antony and Cleopatra retelling. I absolutely adore Chloe Gong. And so I am very excited to get to this one. This one is her first adult series. I'm also very excited because I know my friends have said fantastic things about this book and I'm excited to read it. This one came from Fairyloot Adult. So that's quite a nice... Let me know which one you think that I'm going to end up going for. I think this is the right time of year to read this one, but I'm not sure I will. I think, to be honest, I am very excited about all 4 of these. Like, I could read this one right now because it is the time of year. I just think it's up against 3 very, very solid contenders. I'm going to put Long Live Eve on next. I don't know how I'm going to get on with the humour in this one. I'm actually doing it that way around. Changed my mind. I think I'm going to put The Phoenix Keeper next because while this one is currently on my TBR, so that is going to kind of give it extra bonus points, and it does sound fantastic. I know I really like, I can't hold it right around, I know I really like Chloe Gong, so I think that's going to be my outcome. Honestly, no clue, could go in any order. Let me know your guesses down below. And like I said, I'll see you in a minute when I've done my first chapters. Hi, I'm back. It's the following day and this has just arrived. So because I haven't read any of my first chapters, I'm going to open up and we're going to include this one in this challenge. This is the September Adult Fairyloot box. Clearly, like, everything's all over the place. I don't think Illumicrate will be coming until the end of the month, so I'm not going to include Illumicrate. Pretty much, these book box battles that were fairly structured in that I'd be opening things at the same time, it's now just going to be all over the place, and who gives a shit. Anyway, this card is Power Struggles. This is the September box. I'm going to, as usual, fling the box away. The book is here. Oh. Right, can we see this? Can you see the, like, snakeskin, dragon scale edges? I know nothing about this book, other than I'm obsessed with those edges. That pattern continues all the way around. Oh my God. This is The Gods Below by Andrea Stewart. I don't think I know anything about this book. Let's again do the undressing. We have a reverse dust jacket, naked hardback, pretty. End paper that side. Hello, Wingspan. end paper that side. We have a map. I love a map. And it may or may not be signed. Oh, we've got a bound-in author letter. Oh, this is the person who wrote The Bone Shard's Daughter. I haven't read that, but I'm aware it exists. So that's a really stupid thing to say. Right, let me read out the synopsis. After a divine war shattered the world, humanity struck a pact with the god Clune. Clunhen? Clune. K-L-U-E-H-N-N. In return for a regular tribute of magical gems. Clune would... It doesn't sound right. I'm going with Clune. Clune would restore the world to its former glory. But as each land is transformed, so too are its people changed into strange new forms, if they survive at all. Hakara is not willing to pay such a price. Desperate to protect herself and her sister Rasha, she flees her homeland for the safety of a neighbouring kingdom. But tragedy strikes when they're separated, and Hakara is forced to abandon Rasha to an unknown fate. Yet when Hakara discovers she can channel the power of magical gems, she's invited to join a clandestine plot to destroy the God Pact. To win Hakara to their course, the conspirators reveal a startling secret. Rasha is alive, and they can help rescue her. But only if Hakara goes to war against a god. Okay, that sounds really good. I'll be totally honest, it is very, very beautiful and kind of, I feel like the beauty of this one intrigues me more than the synopsis necessarily does. Where is this going in my stack? I think I'm probably putting it smack bang in the middle. And I think that is going to be that's my theorised outcome. It's Monday, I'm on lunch. I'm going to go and start reading my first chapters just now. And yeah, I'll let you know what I think as I get to them. Hello, okay. It feels like it's been ages since I've last done one of these, and I can't remember if I normally start with the book I'm most excited by and work down, or start with the book I'm least excited by and work up. But today I'm starting with the book I'm least excited by. So I've just read the first chapter of Long Live Evil. This actually intrigued me more than I thought it would. So we follow our main character who has cancer. She is dying. She doesn't have very much longer to live. She and her sister love this fantasy series. And one night, a strange woman comes into Ray's hospital room and offers her the chance to go to the fantasy world where she can find this flower that will, if you find the flower, then you wake up. Well, if you don't find the flower, you don't wake up. And Ray has now woken up in the fantasy world. This does have an element of humour, but it's not as... I thought there was going to be like a kind of almost like a slapstick humour, which is kind of what I get from the synopsis, which personally I do not like. But that isn't in here. I am intrigued. Yeah, this one actually could go further. I think, let me just slide that dust jacket back down again. I like the premise. I like the premise of knowing what the story's going to be when you're in the story, and I like the fact that she is the villain, because again, like there's a quote in here which is something like what can I say, evil has more fun, or evil is sexy or something, and I like that. So yeah, enjoyed this one so far. The next one that I'm going to read is going to be chapter 2 of A Study in Drowning. I read chapter 1 before, which is why I'm continuing with chapter 2. Okay, chapter 2 of A Study in Drowning. I'm not the biggest fan of this. It's very, very inspired by Wales, with a lot of Welsh names. And I feel like, this sounds a bit weird, but I feel like it would work better if it wasn't a fictional place. Like if it was set in our world, but like a fantasy version of our world rather than in a completely fictional world. It just, I don't know, something just doesn't doesn't connect with me. It doesn't sort of, something feels a little bit jarring. So far, Study and Drowning is at the bottom, Long Live Evil is on top of that. And next up, I'm going with The Gods. All right, book number 3, The Gods Below. I think I'm putting this one underneath Long Live Evil, but above, they all fell, but above A Study in Drowning. Yeah, this one, mildly intrigued. I'm intrigued, but I'm not dying to read more. I feel like it's one that would be, I feel like it's going to be one that's going to be a really good kind of like autumn winter read, because it feels like a book that I want to kind of snuggle down and really like absorb myself in, rather than, even though it is autumn now and I am snuggled underneath a blanket, I feel like it's not one that I want to kind of pick at. So currently this is the stack. Clearly every single one of my guesses, my like predictions so far has been wrong. But we are on to book 4 out of 5, The Phoenix Keeper. Let's see how we get on. Okay, book 4, The Phoenix Keeper. This one's super cute. Okay, this has gone top of the pile. Yeah, I really like this. So we open off, we're meeting our main character, Ayla, and she is the Phoenix Keeper. She's in charge of like the birds at this zoo. And there's a bird just kind of pranking her and has locked all of the doors against her, and we've met the Phoenix, and it's very cute. I'm really liking that one. So yeah, so far top of the pile. Going to read first chapter of Immortal Longings. So Immortal Longings is the one that I was most intrigued about. And like I was saying earlier, The Phoenix Keeper is actually on my TBR. So I will be happy to read it because I'm supposed to be reading it this month and I am very intrigued. I already know I love Chloe Gong. So if Immortal Longings is as good as I hope it's going to be, it's not very big. How big is this one? I don't think it's barely over 300. Oh, okay, it's got small writing. 380 pages. What is this? Oh, okay, no. 370 pages. So yeah, it's not huge. So, you know, if I do end up adding on Immortal Longings, I'm not going to be mad about it. But yeah. I've just seen on the back here, I don't think you're going to be able to see this, but there's numbers. Can you see down here by my little finger? If I can get it to catch the light. It says 86, and up here 52, I think it says. I don't know what those numbers are about. I don't really know anything about Immortal Longings other than it's a Antony and Cleopatra retelling, kind of like a trial. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be set in like a kind of modern or futuristic world, judging by the cover. But who knows? Let's read. Okay, so read Immortal Longings. The writing in this one is really, really small. Like, it's just very, very small on the page. I like the first chapter. I am intrigued to read it, but I think I am going to continue reading The Phoenix Keeper. I think this is going to be my next read. I think Immortal Longings is going... See, oh, I can't pick up the stack. Immortal Longings is going in second, above Long Live Evil. I think I actually would be as intrigued to read Long Live Evil. I feel like these two are kind of equal in terms of my intrigue. intrigue. I was going to say my intriguement, but that's not a word. In terms of my intrigue. But Immortal Longings has been out for a while. The sequel is, I believe, out now. And I saw that Fairyloot are doing the pre-order this week for Immortal Longings. Sorry, for the sequel, so for Vilest Things. So I kind of would like to... I think I'm going to buy the Fairyloot edition of Vilest Things. Just because I really like Chloe Gong's books. I own all of her books already anyway, so I'm going to end up getting it, and I may as well get a matching edition to the one that I've got. All of my other Chloe Gong books are standard editions, but as I have the Fairyloot edition of this one, I may as well get a matching. So yeah, I think if I could potentially get to this one this week, that would be fantastic. But I am just more intrigued to pick up and read The Phoenix Keeper right now. So yeah, that is my... Let me see if I can actually show you the stack, which is quite tricky when I'm sat on a sofa and all of the books are flying away. But this was my final order. So I'm going to be reading The Phoenix Keeper. Immortal Longings came in second, Long Live Evil, The Gods Below, and then A Study in Drowning last. So my next update will be when I've read and have any thoughts on The Phoenix Keeper. Good morning, it is Wednesday. It's still the morning, so I am literally just come downstairs. I'm going to read a bit more of The Phoenix Keeper. I'm up to about page 100 in The Phoenix Keeper, and I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. I'm loving the characters. I really love Ayla with her sort of real anxiety rep in there. You know, she is scared to speak to people. Everything worries her. I love her. I adore all of the animals. They are just super, super cute. I want my own Archie bird. I probably don't want my own Archie bird, but I kind of do. I'm having such a good time. Also, I've been crocheting a lot, and I made this, which that's the wrong side, which I really like. It's my Sun and Moon granny square. It's going to be a book sleeve, but that's what I was doing yesterday. So yeah, I'm having a great time with The Phoenix Keeper. I feel like we are starting to see like the plot begin, or like the romance plotline begin. Our main character Ayla fancies the dragon keeper Charlie, who is this very sexy boy. But I know in the synopsis we're talking about her relationship with the griffin keeper Lucianda, who was a very sexy lady. So I'm looking forward to kind of seeing that relationship start. I also, and maybe I'm reading into this, but I feel like Tanya is transcoded, just because she mentioned something about like at high school I didn't even know I was a woman, which kind of makes me think, are you trans? Which is amazing. I will be excited if I am, if that is right. I haven't seen anything saying that. I've only seen about the female-female relationship in here, so I don't know if there is trans rep, but that's kind of how I've read it, and I might be wrong. But anyway, I'm gonna continue reading, and then I need to take this one for her morning walk, and clearly do something about this face as well, because I look puffy and sleepy. But yeah, I'll catch up with you probably when I'm at about 200. Hello, so I am just over the 200 page mark in The Phoenix Keeper. I have got a bracken on top of me as well. I'm still loving this book, it's so good. I'm really enjoying Ayla's anxiety rep. I think the way that she gets so nervous and so anxious, it just, well, I don't have anxiety to that level. I do relate to it, so I really enjoy seeing that in a book. I was right about Tanya as well, which I'm really happy about, because it's great to see more trans rep in books. I also think that this book is doing, in my opinion, trans rep really, really well, where they're not singing and dancing about it. It just, you know, Tanya exists. And that's it. And I think that's what's important with things like, with any queer rep really, but I think particularly with trans and non-binary, is not kind of, is having characters there, having that rep there, existing and being fully fleshed rounded characters, and the fact that they are trans is a very small part of their character rather than the be all and end all of their character. I love Tanya. I think she's fantastic. I think she's such a fantastic friend as well to Ayla. I am really enjoying the romance. So the romance that we're seeing so far, again, fully relating to Ayla on a date where her date says something and she's just like, oh, you're really boring. And then then the date accidentally insults her parents' restaurant, and again Ayla's just like, oh no. So I'm fairly certain that the romance is going to go in a different direction with a different love interest, and I'm very excited to see that, because I'm getting, well, to be honest, I'm not seeing any of that kind of romance happening yet, other than the fact that I know it's going to happen from the synopsis. I'm not sort of getting the clues yet, but I am really enjoying it. It is going to be a rivals to lovers, and love it. Yeah, so I'm going to continue reading. It's Thursday morning today. I have got a lot of work on today. I'm doing an training session at a uni tomorrow, so I've got a lot that I need to get through today to be able to take most of tomorrow off to do this session and to, you know, worry about it beforehand. So hello, so this is going to be my final update. I realise I have not got to the book with me. I have just finished reading The Phoenix Keeper. Oh my god, guys, I loved it. It's so, so good. I was nearly in tears at the end of it. Yeah, I loved everything about it. I think that the romance was fantastic. The storyline I loved all of the queer rep in it. So we have a trans main character, we see a non-binary character, they're a very small kind of character, but they're mentioned. We've got queer rep, I'm gonna say bisexual, but it's not specified. I also really loved the anxiety rep that we have with our main character Ayla. I just loved her really intense love of animals, and you know how the animals were so much more important to her than anything else. And I just think, yes, I can't even put into words, just I loved this book so much. So yeah, if you have not read The Phoenix Keeper, read it. It's really, really good. I don't know if there'll be a sequel. It wraps up like it's a standalone, but I will happily read a load more books in this world following other characters. I want my own phoenix. Well, I don't want my own phoenix, actually. No, that's not true. I want to be able to see a phoenix and support them, rather than being like, no, I want one for myself as a pet. So yeah, I'm just obsessed. This book was fantastic. Yeah, that's it really. I haven't rated it yet, but it could be a 5-star. If not, it's at least a 4.5. It was really, really good, and I really, really loved it. So yeah, it is now Saturday. I am going to be wrapping this vlog up because actually I don't think it's going up tomorrow, I think it's going up next week. But regardless, I am still going to be wrapping this vlog up now, just because I am. I don't want to get my next one started. I don't really know what my last vlog's going to be this month. But if you did like this video, please leave a like. If you want to leave a comment but you don't have anything specific to say, I don't think there is actually a phoenix emoji, but leave me like a feather emoji. I think there's a feather emoji, just to let me know that you have been here. If you have made it this far, I love you the most. Yeah, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye bye.